people who know and love video. Video.
Videotape, record, tape,
Record tapes, record video,
tape,
VHS, video, VHS,
video cassette.
Video cassette. Movies on video cassette. Movies on video cassette.
Captain Adam's Happy Hour. It's Captain Adam's Happy Hour. Right here on Captain Adam's VHS Pirate Ship. Captain Adam's Happy Hour. It's Captain Adam's Happy Hour. Right here on Captain Adam's VHS Pirate Ship.
Ahoy, everybody. How's it going? Happy Sunday to you. I hope your Sunday is going most righteously. Thank you for joining me here on the Captain Adam's VHS Pirate Ship. I'm Captain Adam, and welcome to Captain Adam's Happy Hour. Just a fun little time here. Let's see, sir, I'm a bit late. I see there's a lot of early earnings there in the chat. Thank you for being a part of this. Usually I don't expect people to be here right at the showtime. There were a little bit of delays, but that's what happens sometimes. Time gets ahead of you, and that's about all you really can do. Let's see who we got here. Already saying hi. We got Adam Wright. Hold on, let me get to you. Adam Wright asked if I'm going to be in the tiny box again. No, he is referring to, of course, the fiasco that was Friday Night Tape Talk with Rob and the Captain this past Friday, the Where's Rob edition. There was a lot of preset errors, and things just did not start off on the right foot, but they eventually turned out okay. So, yeah, if you watch that again, go back in the library and check it out. Just go ahead and just pan over the first 3 minutes. You'll be doing yourself a favor, and myself as well. You'll be doing me a favor as well. Adam Wright says he's still mowing, but he is listening. Mowing. Well, please be careful. Don't run over any carpenter bee nests, because that is a bad time. Plus, it's very, very humid. Mowing in this weather just makes my crotch sweaty just thinking about it. Let's see. Who else is here? Oh, hey, Rob. There's my buddy Rob from Rob's Vintage Video. Ahoy there, buddy. How's your vacation going? Are you back? Are you back home yet? I can't remember what you told me. But yeah, Rob, of course, if you don't know, you probably do know. If but he does. I join him every Friday night on Rob's Vintage Video on YouTube for for Friday Night Tape Talk with Rob and the Captain. That's a good time. So yeah, thank you for checking in, Rob. We got Big Anthony here. Anthony, what do you got going on? Let's see if is everything pulled up? Yeah, okay. Yes, hey buddy, how you doing, man? How are you doing, Mr. Anthony? What we got? You got some stuff at the thrift store. What'd you find? VHS? Did you find some VHS at the thrift store? That's pretty rare nowadays. Of course, it's always, you can find all kinds of stuff at that thrift store, which I will be getting into later. I do have some new thrift store acquisitions that I will be showing you and talking about. Oh, excuse me. I'm very full of air right now. So yeah, what did you find there, Anthony? Anthony says he had my friendship ended. Oh my goodness, what happened, Anthony? What happened? What friendship has ended? What is going on there? Oh my goodness. Is Anthony in the middle of a rom-drom? Hey, Larry's here. Larry, how you doing, Larry? Thanks, Larry, for joining me. Larry the Horror Cat Dad. Very, very fine YouTube channel, especially if you're a fan of the NECA figures. NECA, of course, the action figure company that does a lot of very, very highly detailed action figures of, some pop culture well, figures, I should say. Yeah, action figures might be a little bit inaccurate because that implies that kids play with them, and really, there's while kids could play with them, the NECA figures are just a little bit too pricey for that. I wouldn't buy them for your kid; they're more for the adults who like that kind of thing. Those horror and pop icons that NECA does figures of, and whilst, like I said, kids can play with them because they're very articulate and they're very just fun. Usually, they're for adults just to display on their shelves. And maybe adults play with them as well. I don't know. I can't say. I can't speak for everybody. But yeah, the last thing you want to do is buy a NECA figure for your kid and just have them stick it up their nose and immediately lose all the pieces. So yeah, I wouldn't buy NECA figures for your kids. So that's what that is. Let's see here. Let's see. Hey there, Crusher. Hey, Crusher, I have been watching your stuff. However, it does come in rather late on my feed, so I never really catch it live, but I do watch it. I have a good time. I've always been a fan of those 2K games. I had years ago. I was pretty into it, but I didn't take the initiative that you did and actually, broadcast it. I just had my own little federation of silly characters, and well, not silly, but I thought it was pretty good. What I had, it was a very believable federation of wrestlers and very believable storylines. Just fun stuff, man. Always had a good time. I started off doing that with the Raw versus SmackDown series that I believe started in 2004 with PS2, and I'm pretty sure they were on Xbox as well. But I just had a PS2, so that's really all I know about. And I had 2005, 2006, and 2007 is when they changed the game engine, the gameplay engine, and I didn't really care for it too much, so I just sort of stopped after 2007. But I did pick up with 2K18 much later down the road. So yeah, keep up the good work, Crusher. I will, and Crusher, ayo to yourself, my friend. Thank you for checking in. Rob informs us all here that he will be back Monday evening. That's tomorrow evening. And we are looking forward to him coming back and telling us tales of his exploits whilst he was on vacation. Hopefully you bring that Grand Poobah hat back with you, Rob. I really want to see that again. That needs to be a thing. Let's see. Anthony says he's tired. Well, I'm sorry to hear that. DVD and a puppet. Don't know what you mean, Anthony. But let me know what's going on with you. So yeah, a lot of people just saying hi. Thank you for checking in with us, with me, I should say. Thank you, Anthony. Thank you, Rob. Thank you, Larry, and thank you, Crusher, for being here. And Larry, since I got you here, I want to talk about, speaking of NECA figures. And by the way, Larry has a new video out right now on his channel, Horror Cat Dad, right here on YouTube. All about the new NECA Beetlejuice figure, the Bio-Exorcist figure. Very good looking figure. And I did talk to you a little bit about this in the comments about that figure. And I'd asked what's your thoughts were on the Wave 8, I believe it is, of the NECA's Ben Cooper figures. And you had told me, let me show you a picture here. I'm sure you already know, but let's check it out here. Let me see. Bada bing. Yeah, what do you think of that, Larry? This Wave 8, apparently Wave 8, looking good. Of course, they have the famous Garfield one, which is one of the ones that made Ben Cooper costumes rather famous, even though they've been around since the 40s, maybe even sooner than that. I know they got started as a Broadway costuming company, and they eventually diverged into Halloween costumes. So yeah, the Garfield one, classic Ben Cooper costume. They're great. They have an Alf, which is just awesome. And of course, I mean, to me, the highlight of this Wave 8 is the Pee Wee Herman. And of course, the Predator's cool as well. But Larry, what do you think? What are the odds of the Pee Wee Herman one being the chase figure of this wave? I bet you the Pee Wee Herman one is going to be very, very hard to get a hold of, at least not cheaply, because that's just how it goes. And, so my money is on the Pee Wee Herman figure for being the chase figure of this. So, let me see here if I can figure out how to take this back down. Oh boy. Oh no, not slides. Oh my God. So yes, that's good stuff. Oops, I think I screwed something up here, folks. See, that was my problem last time. Damn. Yeah, I can't get this. How do you get this damn thing out of here? Well, we'll just be showing this for the next couple minutes. Let's see here. What we got going on? Let's see some comments here. Adam Wright says Rob looked like a member of the Lounge from Flintstones with that fine hat. Yes, he did. He was a Grand Poobah. He was a member of the Water Buffalo House, apparently. Let's see. Rob responds. I was actually a pledge for the Delta House Verdun, hence that hat. Yeah, he was an honorary pledge for that. That's what a vacation. Rob had quite a vacation, apparently. Let's see here. Video Tasty's checking in. Hello, Gareth. How you doing, buddy? Ahoy to yourself, my friend. And speaking of Video Tasties, I will be going live with him on, is it Tuesday, July 2nd? Am I wrong about that? For a two-part VHS chart show, counting down top VHSs. I don't remember what year it is, Gareth, but I do know it is a two-part show. It'll be Tuesday and Wednesday on Video Tasties right here on YouTube. Of course, you guys are already probably subscribed to them, since everybody looks like everybody watching looks like they're already very familiar with this show and everybody's friends. So yes, I will be there with Gareth on Video Tasties, counting down VHS top VHS rentals. That's always a good time. Usually more challenging than you really would think it is, because we have to guess them by the taglines from the particular film, and that's who remembers the taglines? You know what I mean? That's what's funny about that. So it's a good time. So Gareth, I'm looking forward to seeing you then, and everybody should be looking forward to seeing him then as well. Let's see. Larry says the Garfield looks cool, and I'm debating on getting it for my stepdaughter. Well, I guess it depends on how old she is, really. I mean, I'm sure there's figures though. I have one of the it's buried on my shelf back here, but I do have one of them, and they don't really seem like they come with a lot of accessories, and they're pretty kid friendly. It looks like, but still, I just don't know why a kid would want to play with them, even though kids would play with anything really. Crusher says cool figures. Oops. Yeah, cool figures indeed, Crusher. Let's see here. Oops, went down too far. What we got? Let's see. People. Let's see. Larry says Pee-wee would definitely sell along with the Predator. Yeah, my money's on it's either the Predator is going to be the chase or the Pee-wee Herman's going to be the chase for that one. Or maybe none of them will be. Maybe I'm totally wrong on that. I've been wrong before. Video Tasty's asked, is the term land ho what I think it is? Well, I don't know. I suppose it could be, but it was intended, that term was intended to notify the crew of land that has been spotted on the horizon. That's what that is. A lot of people saying hi. And yeah, this is good stuff. Let me see here. Let me see if I can get this thing. Oh, here it is. There we go, folks. How's that? That's better, isn't it? I just figured out to move down the arrow on the mouse to just, to delete the present thing. So, well, how's everybody's Sunday going? How was your week? Let's see. I certainly appreciate you guys checking in. Captain Adam's Happy Hour will be more of a formatted thing in the future. I'm still just sort of getting used to this streaming business. So yeah, hopefully it'll just be a weekly segment here, maybe bi-weekly. I always like being bi, if you know what I'm saying. So yeah, there'll be more of a structure to this. Yeah. Everybody's saying hi. Everybody's very friendly. I'm glad to have you. I'm glad to know you guys. It's like we're all friends, but I've never met you in person. That's one of the beauties of the internet. One of the very few beauties of the internet, because usually the internet is a cesspool of toxicity. But this is good stuff. I like this community. I do love you guys very much. Oh, let's see. We got a shout out here. Shout out. Anyone still here for Tony? Or Masters of the 80s. Yeah, I mean, I'm always here for him. Got plenty of time for that guy. But unfortunately, like most people I subscribe to on this format, I do not get their notifications until much later down the road. YouTube is pretty funny about that, but that's how it goes sometimes, isn't it? We can't have everything we want. Let's see. Rob says he streamed with Gareth not too long ago. Oh, no, he streamed with, he streamed with Tony not too long ago. Yeah. Adam writes, I don't know. That was probably not a wise decision, my friend. He ate hibachi before mowing the yard. Catastrophic combo, I should say. I just can only guess what your underwear looks like right now. It probably looks like a Jackson Pollock painting. Oh, man. Our thoughts are out to you, Adam. Hopefully you get the yard done. Oh, it's a good day to do it. Well, it's still too humid, I think. But, at least it's not raining. Let's see. Larry says, Larry said his weekend has been okay. Mostly errands. Now I'm doing meal prep. Yeah, that's kind of a thing. Kind of a common thing for weekends, isn't it? Yeah. Meal prep for the week ahead. And, of course, weekends is when you get all the errands done that you couldn't do through the week through whatever reason, be it work or some other taking up of your time. Crutcher says, I would not have a clue on how to run YouTube live streaming. Well, you and me both. Join the club. I'm doing it okay so far. Of course, if you watched Friday Night Tape Talk with Rob and the Captain this past Friday, the first 3 minutes, you wouldn't think that was the case. But, you live and you learn. Everything's an experience. And if you're wondering what I'm looking at my computer screen to see all of your, because my camera's up here, right here, but my screen's down here, so I'm looking at the screen. So don't be distracted. Oh, my goodness. Let's see. Thanks, Larry. Thanks for the LOL. That means everyone is like a family, which is great to see, too. Yeah. Thank you, Crusher. That's a very good sentiment, but I wonder if your autocorrect thought maybe you were describing a title of something because you have caps where there shouldn't be capital letters, and you spelled witch as in the sorceress kind of witch. That's kind of weird. Family here, which is great, too. See, very interesting. I appreciate the sentiment, though. I know what you mean, but, autocorrect is what it is, especially on YouTube comments. YouTube comments, autocorrect seem to get a little wild. They certainly take things into their own hands. Yeah, but that's just how it goes. Adam writes, how's the yard mowing going? I hope to check in. Adam Wright had got a hold of me a little while ago talking about he was watching Superman 4, unfortunately, and he had forgotten how awful it was, and he was re-traumatized by it. And I got the text from him that said, I just saw somebody chasing Superman with the Statue of Liberty, and yeah, I knew exactly what he was talking about. Yeah, Superman 4, weird movie. Not the best movie, certainly not the best out of that series. And it's debatable whether or not, I know everybody loves those films, but, I like him too. And of course, to me, Christopher Reeves will always be Superman. He's a perfect Superman. And I think they did the films well, the good Richard Donner films. But they're just, I don't know. When I first saw the first Superman, I was way too young to appreciate it. But you had the, it was called Superman. So, of course, your parents are going to let you watch it. And I don't think it's for kids. Not because it's inappropriate, just because it's very, very slow paced. And I know I remember being extremely bored watching Superman. Of course, as an adult, I certainly appreciated it a little bit more. But as a kid, first time watching it, I wasn't too impressed. I was like, yeah, this is kind of dumb, kind of boring. And same goes down the road for the rest of them. And Superman 4 is just maybe something that shouldn't have been made. I don't know, but it is what it is. It's out there. So Adam writes, check in. We'll talk about it further if you wish, my friend. Let's see. The Crusher says it's YouTube. Yeah, well, I've been on it 15 years too. I only really started doing stuff actively probably about 5 years ago. So yeah, I know what you mean. And I was thinking about showing up my VHS collection. I own a lot. Well, please do. You're certainly not going to be alone when you do that, Crusher. There's plenty of people who appreciate VHS show and tells, as well as people who do videos about VHS show and tells, because they're always appreciated, man. And I'll certainly watch. As long as it pops up in my feed, the YouTube algorithm. So, but who knows about that? Lately though, Crusher, you have been popping up. Your streams have been popping up in my feed, but not until after the fact. So at least that's one. You used to never pop up before. So that's YouTube is really improving when it comes to that. So that's good stuff. That's really good stuff. I'm glad that everything's working out okay. So let's see here. I think we need to hear a little bit from our sponsors. So yeah, we'll be right back after this message. Okay.
This hour of programming brought to you in part by Kittykins Cat Snacks. Yes, your cat will love the new power-infused flavors of garlic and field mouse and wounded baby rabbit. And the best part is, kids love them too. Kittykins Cat Snacks by Buco Products.
And by
Sunnyside Sundries Convenience Stores, where convenient is what they are, and convenience is what you pay for. Yes, the goods are more expensive, but where else are you going to get tampons and dog food at 3 in the morning? Yes, Sunnyside Sundries Convenience Stores, convenient is what they are. Convenience is what you pay for. Having a snack attack? Well, be sure to pick up one of their special quarter-pound tater dogs with a 32-ounce sludgy, any flavor, for only $2.99. With 25 convenient locations all throughout the tri-state area, there's one right around the corner from you. So keep on the sunny side of life with Sunnyside Sundries Convenience Stores, where convenient is what they are, and convenience is what you pay for. The weather tonight's going to be mostly clear with a high of 84, not quite as humid, but it'll still feel like you're walking around inside of a giant crotch.
Well, thank you for that word there. Always good to hear from our sponsors. Let's see. Yeah, the weather has been rather tacky lately. I don't know. Apparently, it's basically everywhere. Larry, I know you're down southwestern area. What's the weather like down there? It might be a little bit worse than up where I am. I know Rob up in the Great White North said that summer is still summer up there, and he's still hot and humid as it can be. So that's good. Let's see here. There we go. Yes. Rob says Kittykins. Yes, good old Kittykins cat snacks. Classic. Larry says it's thunderstorming where he is. Yeah, that's always a risk this time of year, and that they're always right around the corner. You never know. And always be careful, Larry, because thunderstorms can always turn suddenly into tornadoes, which I had to deal with a few weeks ago on Rob's channel when we were doing Friday Night Tape Talk with Rob and the Captain, the tornado edition. I had to actually cut the stream short because I thought a tornado was beating up my pirate ship. Turns out it wasn't. It was just really heavy rain, but you always you never know, right? You never know. So that's how it is. You always got to be on the lookout. Always keep your eyes to the skies, and it will always work out for you. It's always good to have a heads up. So let's see what's going on here. What else do I want to show you guys today? Oh, we're getting a weather report from Larry. I did ask for one. This is good. Was pouring for a bit, but now mostly dark, thundering and drizzling. Thundering and drizzling, just how I like my women. Yeah, that reminds me. That reminds me. I started doing something new, and I did it today at a store. You know how like the old joke is when like the cashier gives you the total of your goods, and if it's something like 19, that'll be 1952. You say, "Oh, good year," ha ha ha, laugh. I've started saying that to any price they give me, no matter how outrageous it is. And today it was my total was 52.27, and I said, good year. And they just laughed their heads off. So I was really glad that worked. And keep in mind, there was a huge line behind me waiting for me to finish up my stand-up bit. And so it's a good time to practice your new material, is standing on line in a queue somewhere. So yeah, definitely start doing that. If whatever the price is, just say good year, and people are going to get a kick out of it. If they don't, well, no big loss, right? No big loss. You're fine either way. So yeah. All right. Let's see. All right. Well, I'm going to. Oh. Hold on a second. We got Rob giving us some updates on what was going on with his vacay. He met up with Lendog. He means Lendog. If you're a fan of the show, you know exactly who Lendog is. I'm a big fan of Lendog. But he spelled it Lengog. Did you mean Lengog is like Lengog, the orc version of Lendog? There he goes. Yeah, he corrected himself. Let's see. I lost it. Oh my god. I'm lost it. Here we go. Met up with Lengog and went thrifting. Now I'm carrying a TV VCR combo on the subway. Well, that was nuts. I don't know. I guess you got to get it when the getting's good, Rob. But still, I don't know. It's better if you have your own vehicle to carry that with. Excuse me. That's good. You found a TV VCR combo. I always like those. Those are always good. Those are the ones I always thought worked best. Everyone I've had hasn't let me down. I still have one now. I have a very little one now. I have a little one. It still works just fine. However, it's just mono. It's not stereo. It's too little. It's too little to be stereo. So it's just mono. Here we go. Adam Rice checking in with Superman 4. This is what we came here for. This is at least what I came here for. Another big issue with Superman 4 is when Nuclear Man kidnaps Mariel Hemingway and drags her ass into outer orbit, and she's just yelling her head off when she should be decompressing like a busted soda can. Yes, that's always a detail that people seem to ignore very, very much so in films, just for, I guess, just the easiness of it. But I mean, you don't even have to leave the stratosphere to lose air. As soon as you get high enough up, you're not going to be in a good way. So you don't even have to leave the atmosphere for that to happen. So yeah, a lot of movies get that wrong. Of course, the most famous example of that is at the end of Santa Claus the movie, when BZ, John Lithgow's character, is just flying into outer space, and of course he's screaming his head off as well, when really he should be a frozen corpse by that time. But I guess if you were to see that, it wouldn't be as magical. Oh, it's movie magic, folks. It's movie magic. It's escapism. He's got a JVC. Well, I'm sure you'll be once you get it home, Rob. Once you get over the transport phase, you're going to be very satisfied with that purchase. JVC, good stuff. Let's see. Ooh, we got Kal-El. Speaking of Superman, we got Kal-El Daily checking in. Hello, Kal-El. I notice you're saying hi to everybody else except me, Kal-El. That's messed up, man. This is my show. I'm just kidding. You can say hello to anyone you want. Rob is so excited to see you, Kal-El, that he actually separated your name into two separate comments. Kal. Good stuff, Rob. Very dramatic. I like it very much. Oh yeah, it did happen at Earth Saves Christmas as well. I did forget about that, but I want to think that he was surrounded by the magic of Santa's sleigh, which could be true. I mean, there's a lot of Ernest Saves Christmas adds a lot to the mythos of Santa Claus, if it is indeed a mythos, which entails that the Santa's sack is actually a magical item that contains every present in the world, and it just materializes depending on whose house you're at. Which, of course, that's a very space saving function. So it's a very practical magic, as they say. So good. Yeah, so Order Saves Christmas definitely adds a lot to Santa Claus and the mythos behind the man. So yeah. Pirate Bay. Pirate Bay. I'm not Pirate Bay. I'm Captain Adam. Okay, Kal-El. But I get you. If you want to call me Pirate Bay from now on, you can do it. You're allowed to, my friend. I want you to do it. Could be a handful. Let's see. Yeah, Larry, I think Rob does have his hands full. Speaking of that, Rob, you want to be more specific on what size that is? Because I had one before that was, I think, huge. It was like 40 inches, 40 some inches, and it was huge. It was heavy. It wasn't a flat screen. This was way before flat screen was even a thing. So that was pretty cumbersome. So let us know, Rob, what size that is, because the one I have right now is very, very small. It's a tiny unit. Oh, it's like a little prick. Let me see, Adam Wright. He says he did like how to use the Thundercat roar whenever Nuclear Man opened his mouth in the last class. Yeah, that is good. They did. You can say they did the sound effects just right on that film. They got the sound effects right. That's the sound department. Now that's nothing to do with the film. That's all post production. Certainly has nothing to do with the writing, I should say. It's very, very odd film. And forgive me for forgetting this. Which of the Supermans where Superman like gets drunk and fights himself or whatever? Like he fights himself. Which one is that? Is that 3 or is that 2 or is that 4? I don't know. He fights himself in the junkyard. Remember that? That was an awesome scene. And before that, he's at the bar shooting peanuts through the wall. It's great. Oh man, Rob's letting us know what he's packing. 13-inch. Well, that's not that big. Well, I mean, depending on what you're talking about, but for a TV unit, that's yeah. But still, carrying on the subway is a little awkward, isn't it? So good for you. I'm glad you found it. Those are actually really hard to find nowadays. Those combination units, especially the full size ones. You know what I mean? Like the 40-inch ones, they're really hard to find. Yeah, Kal-El. Yeah, I mean, if you just tuned in, who knows what we're talking about? We're going to leave it up to everybody's imagination. You know what I'm saying? 40 inches, though. That's if you're not talking about a TV, you're talking about a medical condition, because that is obscene and not going to do anybody any favors. Certainly not you. Adam says that's Superman 3. I thought it was, but I wasn't sure. Yeah, Kal-El agrees as well. Superman 3. Yeah, thank you guys. Always count on you guys. Yeah, Larry says the same thing. Superman 3. Yep. Yeah, good stuff. Interesting scene, wasn't it? Interesting scene. Well, now that we're doing that, let's see if I want to show you guys something. Something I've always been proud of. And you know how I like out of context stuff. Well, I did this a few years ago, where I actually took a bunch of clips from the Ernest commercials and made an out of context Ernest video, which is fully accessible on this channel. If you want to go back in the library, it's under a number of playlists, one of which is the Jim Varney Jamboree. You can see it. It's actually part of the video, The Night of a Thousand Verns. But this is about probably 4 minutes towards the end, where I just get into out of context Ernest. So I just sort of edited this down to just the out of context stuff. So here, without further ado, is out of context Ernest. Please enjoy.
Darn it. looks kind of artsy. Know what I mean?
Gonna have all your friends walking around talking big and acting rich.
Where is that woman with that pizza pie?
Temptress of the night. You enjoyed draft beer. And you got your flash floods and your tornadoes and your sinister, nefarious, power line eating locust plague. Hamburgers and your hot dogs and your corn on your cob.
You know how deadly that thing is?
Your canary will be barfing all over his cage. Know what I mean? I'm glad to see you finally got a real job with a big corporation. In the flesh. She weighs as much as most two-bedroom homes. And a whole bunch of stuff you'd rather not know about, much less swallow. Know what I mean? You don't pitch in your part, and I don't pitch in my part. These poor people won't have a part to pitch in performing a little minor surgery. I know how tight you are. Boy, it sure does suck them up. Davy Crockett and Abe Lincoln. Pop me another one of them bad boys. How about it? No, Bubble. I get the gifts. You're just the dummy. Weren't you wearing a pink beret and rubber shoes? You have a big pooper scooper. Look at those casabas. Nice moo-moo, Mrs. Johnson. They're in your yard. They're in the alley. They should be on your mind. You're supposed to play with this. One potato, two potato, three potato, four. Only it ain't elk milk, it's cow's milk. I mean, who'd want to milk a elk? You better believe it. Hot, fast, cheap. Roses are red, violets are blue. Sour cream is white and comes in a tub. This comes from that place downtown that goes choking to death. Kind of like your first wife. You know, the pretty one. On everything from potatoes to tacos. Don't you suck the head? Reaching out to the far corners of your universe. Is that your body? Where's the baloney? The doctor tells me if I keep taking these mind-altering... You afraid you're gonna get some crawfish brains and get smart all of a sudden?
And that old Jeep that you stole from them Nazis.
Right in the eye. Boy, your bed's awful bouncy. No, sir, buttermilk should never be used in an internal combustion engine, nor is it a popular wood bonding agent. Thanks for calling. Will even improve the way you walk and carry your lunch. This ain't even your car. How'd you get in here? Cottage cheese. Come on, come on, baby. Come on. No, come on. Jump down. I need more blueberries in my microphone. And ooh, I feel so fluffy. Do not remove under penalty of law. They're just a bunch of wimps. No meat. No treat. The Nutty Buddy. Well, put some ketchup on it. Hold your nose. I am one with the cosmos. Acrylic impact modifier, buddy. You seek the ultimate source of pleasure? I like to eat the eyes first. Maybe it was just too many bad jalapenos. Walking around all the time with that weed hanging out of your mouth. Hot and sweaty.
Shoots is up, sales is down.
I think I'll have a donut. But boy, I like a good scrap. You're gonna save $53,000 on a $9,000 car. No automatic burger machine.
Maybe a taste of the whip will make you like your face.
Well, that's it, Vern. I think I'll end this one just like they do on TV.
Wild Homes in Libertyville, it's a beautiful place in the country. Wild Homes in Libertyville, it's a beautiful place in the country. Wild Homes in Libertyville, it's a beautiful place in the country. Wild Homes in Libertyville, it's a beautiful place in the country.
Yeah, there we go. That's one of my favorite works of myself, if I may say so myself. I don't often toot my own horn, but sometimes, hey, sometimes you should. I think that was a very well done piece on my behalf. And a lot of those sound clips, well, actually all of those, except for there was one that was mined from Dr. Otto and the Riddle of the Gloom Beam. All those clips were mined from the Ernest Film Festival. The top 5 my favorite VHS of all time. I rented this so much in the past, and now I own it. Actually, I have 3 copies of this. Ernest Film Festival, of course, a collection of the Ernest commercials, and then, of course, also mine from Ernest Greatest Hits Volume 2, which is this, but Volume 2. And so, yeah, that was I like that. So definitely, if you want to watch the entire thing, check out Night of 1,000 Verns on this channel. It's not really 1,000 Verns, but I just mind every time Ernest says Vern. So it's pretty close, but it's not 1,000. Let's see. Oh, Berdizzle's here. Hello, Berdizzle. thank you for joining us today. Let's do. Adam Wright says he feels like he's watching Ernest meets Kenneth Anger. Kal-El, you need to remedy that immediately. I should say, though, maybe stop with Goes to Jail. Definitely watch Ernest Goes to Camp, Ernest Saves Christmas, and Ernest Goes to Jail. In my opinion, the rest of the films can just go do something else. Kal-El, no, it does not count, but at least for Ernest stuff. If you're talking about Jim Varney stuff, then yes, of course it does count. So yes, that's very good. I know I can't really get to it without knocking a bunch of stuff over, but I have Three Ninjas on High Noon at Mega Mountain, which stars Hulk Hogan and Jim Varney, which is just weird if you think about it. Thank you, Larry. Larry always compliments me on that kind of stuff. He knows how the sausage is made, as it were, and he always comments on and compliments me on my editing. I really appreciate that. It means a lot. Yeah, a lot of people love Scared Stupid. I don't. I think it's actually the worst one of the original four. I know that's sort of sacrilege to most people. The fact is, it's not that good of a film. I mean, I don't know. I shouldn't be expecting much, but like the thing with Ernest stuff is, it was always sort of also the adults could enjoy it too. Because my dad was a huge fan of the Ernest commercials when I was a kid. That's pretty much how I got into him. And and while kids can enjoy the other Ernest films, but like Ernest Scared Stupid was just way too kid friendly. Like it was just too cheesy, too stupid. Like it just wasn't. I don't know. Especially when you compare it to Ernest Goes to Jail, which there was in Ernest Goes to Jail. There was a deleted scene of a conjugal visit, and Ernest just gets his brains banged out. Of course, you don't see it, but it's insinuated. And of course, the lady who visits him assumes he's Nash, as the story goes in the film. So yeah, and Ernest Scared Stupid does have very, very impressive practical effects with the trolls. These same people behind the troll costumes were the same people behind the Killer Clowns from Outer Space films. So that's cool. But as far as my money goes now, I think Ernest Scared Stupid pretty much tanked the entire series. In fact, that's why they lost the Touchstone license for the Ernest characters. Is why Disney dropped them like a bad habit, because Ernest Scared Stupid did so horribly in theaters. Believe it or not, it did terrible in theaters. So it was a big waste of money on their part. So they dropped them. That's why I think who the hell did, because the movie after Scared Stupid was Ernest Rides Again, and that was how was that? I don't remember what studio that was, but that was released in theaters. And was Ernest Goes to School released in theaters, or did that go right to video? Because it's either Ernest Rides Again or Ernest Goes to School started off the direct-to-video Ernest movies, because there was like 5 after that. So, and they're terrible. They're movies that should not have been made. I mean, speaking of Superman 4, or as we were talking about earlier, movies that should not have been made, all the later Ernest films are definitely on that list. Here we go. Top 5 Hulk Hogan movies. Go, Crusher asked. Well, geez, man, I guess isn't there only 5? I mean, you'd have to say, I don't know, number 1. I don't know. Does he have to be a starring role or just like a part of it? Because you got to include Rocky 3 in that, obviously. In fact, I think like his just whole part in Rocky 3 is better than the entirety of any other Hulk Hogan movie I've seen. But I'd have to say, No Holds Barred, obviously, Suburban Commando. Gosh, would Mr. Nanny be before? Yeah, Mr. Nanny, Thunder in Paradise, of course, and then, man, I guess Santa with Muscles just by default. I hate saying that, but yeah. Good question, Crusher. Miak. Yes, Miak. Authentic East Indian Miak. Miak is a real thing, by the way. If it wasn't for Ernest Scared Stupid, none of us would know that. Just like the only reason why any of us, well, at least most of us here based in the continental United States or North America know what Spotted Dick is because of King Ralph. Hmm. Kal-El asking about a sausage party. Yeah, or is that a Sugay party? I don't know. I don't know what you guys are talking about, but that's okay. Cheese might be. Kal-El giving us the weather where he's at or they're at. Cheese might be cloudy with a chance of meatballs here. Yeah, I think raining meatballs would be more of a problem than we assume it would be. That's what I think that would actually happen. I think that would be a big deal. Well, imagine all the coyotes it would bring. If you just had like meatballs all over the place. There's going to be a lot of predators around. How many Ernest films are there? Well, there are enough, more than there should be. There's Ernest Goes to Camp. There's Ernest Goes to Jail. There's Ernest Saves Christmas. There's Ernest Scared Stupid. There's Ernest Rides Again. There's Ernest Goes to School. See, there's Slam Dunk Ernest. There's Ernest Goes to Africa. And Ernest Joins the Army, which is the last one. So what was that, 8? Is that 8? I wasn't counting, even though I was putting my fingers up like I was. I was just going through the motions. I wasn't counting. Yeah, but there's plenty. There's more than there should be. Kal-El, I think he might stand alone on that, buddy. He loves Superman 4, but he would. Look at the name. I think he might be a little bit biased. They might be a little bit biased. Yeah, Rocky 3. Yeah, Rocky 3. It's funny. He was only in it for like 5 minutes, but it's like his best film. I think what we all learned from No Holds Barred is that Hogan is good in small dosages on film. As a starring role, not so much. And yeah, yeah, I was frozen today. I've heard like if you go to Comic Cons where Christopher Lloyd is, if you ask him to say that, he will hit you with a chair. That's what I've heard. I don't know if that's true, but Oh, you're asking privileged information, Kal-El. I can't disclose where I am. I am always cruising the 7 seas. Right now, I am a little bit north of the Bermuda Triangle, down in the cruising the seas here, the southern Atlantic, right outside of the Bahamas. Kind of just keeping my eye on the weather because weather can change very quick. There's a lot of storms already brewing this early in the season, so I have to always head north if I have to. Hey, Josh is here. Hello, Josh. Hello, Josh. Everybody check out Joshua Cook, YouTube's new alternative. Great name for a channel, by the way. He always has a lot of new haul videos. He's always a good time, especially if you like VHS. He gets into the nitty-gritty of VHS. No matter what kind of VHS it is, Joshua Cook is going to get to the bottom of it. He's going to give you the lowdown, if you will. So definitely subscribe to him. Let's see, Crusher. Shadow Warriors? No, I never even heard of this, but I'm going to be watching that as soon as I get off here. Thank you, Crusher. Shadow Warriors, Hulk Hogan and Carl Weathers. Oh my goodness. I was asking about the weather earlier. It looks like Crusher gave us a different kind of weather report, if you know what I'm saying, with the Carl Weathers movie. Kal-El says he just got a backup copy of Shadow Warriors. Good stuff. Good stuff, folks. Oops. Secret Agent Hulk Hogan film. Yes. Well, let's see. Now, down the road here with the Captain Adams Happy Hour, it's going to be more formatted, like I said earlier. I'm going to be doing themes, showing off bits and pieces of my collection of a certain theme. But for right now, I'm just sort of getting the bearings here. So I'm just going to show you some of my newest thrift store acquisitions. And they're not VHS, as you know, if you watched the last episode of the Happy Hour. And basically, every episode of Friday Night Tape Talk with Rob and the Captain, and we lament about how finding VHS in thrift stores is very, very difficult nowadays because you just can't. So I really don't find anything, but I still find cool stuff nonetheless in thrift stores, least of which is I should say most of which, is this cool, totally bootlegged Transformers toy. It's a DIY magnetic take apart construction series. It is, of course, to mimic Devastator, but not really. They all link together. It's a variety, 5 different construction vehicles that link together with little magnets, and they don't transform on their own. You just form this big robot, but he talks, and it does work still. I'm not going to take it out of the box to show you because it's kind of a pain in the ass to get it out to begin with. But you hit the button, it's totally Peter Cullen, Optimus Prime voice, saying, Autobots roll out, and that's completely unlicensed, and this is totally illegal. So I always love to find bootleg stuff in the wild, especially bootleg Transformers, because this has nothing to do with the Autobots, and this is most certainly not Optimus Prime, but that is his voice with the push to speak feature on that toy. Always a good time. I love finding bootleg stuff in the wild. And I always saw, always on the lookout for spooky stuff out there. Spooky stuff is very hard to come by because I have an inside source from a very popular thrift store. They tell me that lately they have been squirreling away their spooky stuff until September because they know it sells very well. But they said, every now and then something slips through the cracks. And one of them was this one, a nice 100-foot strand of green, purple, and orange Halloween LED lights, which retailed for $15 originally. I got it for $2. So I can always use these for something. And they do work. I tested them in the store. So it's always good to find lighting for very, very cheap because lighting doesn't come very cheap. It can get rather pricey. So especially the stuff that works all the time. You get what you pay for. You know what I mean? Crusher. I did. Me too. I did find years and years ago. Of course, I sold it since then for way more than I paid for it. But it was it's either 6 inches or 7 inches of it was Devastator. It was Devastator, like fully formed Devastator, but they're like miniature versions of all the Constructicons, and it was Devastator, the same, the purple and green color. But it was on a blister card, and it was only about, I think maybe it might have been 7 inches tall, but it was total ripoff, and it was something like Roboformers or something like that, some cheap name. So yeah, I always love finding them. And when I was a kid, man, there were so many knockoff Transformers. I mean, it was unbelievable how many there were. Yeah, it is an oldie bot. Kal-El, that's a very, very well put. Oldie bot. Yep. Oh man. Oh yeah, Kal-El provided a link for the full movie. Good. Thank you very much, Kal-El. We will check that out. Thank you for that. And anyways, let me get back to this. I always say that it's always very, very important, the thrift store, because thrift stores always have their sections, their clothing, their housewares, their media, stuff like that. But they also always have books. Books is one of the things that thrift stores get in most of all, and it always pays to check. I found so many cool books in the past in the book sections, and I'll just show you a few that I found recently, just for time's sakes. But I always look out for just older stuff. I don't like newer stuff. I like older stuff, and you can always tell an older book, just by the artwork. And you have this one, the world's most famous ghosts. I mean, just look at that great cover art there. Look at that. Makes you want to read it, doesn't it? So yeah, always spooky books. Always on the lookout for spooky books. Speaking of spooky books, I have probably the spookiest of them all, with scary stories to tell in the dark. I don't know what edition this is. I don't think it's an original. Let's see, text copyright 1981. That can't be right. It can't be 81. Is it an 81? I don't think it's an 81. But that's what the text copyright form, at least. Let's see. Yeah, Scholastic Incorporated. Of course, it was a Scholastic book. Let's see. 81 is... That's the only year I'm seeing, at least the latest year I'm seeing on this. So I'm going to go ahead and say this is an 81 edition, even though it does not look like it is. But Yeah, I think it's an 81. So this is pretty good. Scary stories to tell in the dark. I mean, how many times did you borrow this from your school library? I mean, just what a good time this was. Great stuff, man. Yeah, happy to have this one. I'm going to go ahead and until I do further research on it, I'm going to go ahead and assume it's legit. First edition. So yeah, there's no website on it. Usually, you can always tell if something's a later edition if it has a website on it. Because obviously, if something's from 81, it's not going to have a website on it. But yeah, that's a little fact. A lot of people they forget to check out. If there's a website on it, it's not legit. I found this other book, which I just thought was very, very interesting, exploring the cracked. Excuse me, exploring the crack in the cosmic egg. Yeah. An investigation of non-ordinary reality by the author of The Crack in the Cosmic Egg. Split minds and meta-realities. Definitely did not see any harm in buying this book. So yeah, this is something that you take a bunch of mushrooms and pretend to read. Most certainly, because you're not going to get much reading done if you take a bunch of mushrooms. At least, not in book form. But yeah. So, let me get I'm neglecting the comments. I need a producer to take care of the comments. Well, thank you. Thank you, Josh. Yeah, nice haul. Yeah. I also found a bunch of really cool t-shirts as well, but I did not put them on hangers to show them. And they just don't display very well on camera. So I'm just not going to worry about showing them, at least for now, until I figure out a better way. Let's see. Adam Rice says, "Oh shit, great book." Which book? I have a feeling you're talking about exploring the crack in the cosmic egg, but I could be wrong. Adam, let me know what book you mean, Mo Frere. Oh, okay, yeah. He just says Cosmic Age is classic metaphysics. Yeah, I figured you'd like that. When I bought this, I had you in mind as well. I said, who's going to really appreciate this? Adam Wright, and there you go. I'm absolutely right. I'm not just right, I'm Adam Wright. Well, you're Adam Wright. I'm Adam, and I'm right. You know what? Forget it. Let's see. Well, I think it's about time to hear from some more sponsors. In fact, I think it's time to hear from VHS Radio, our sister station. Let's see if I can get up. Hopefully they sent me the right copy this time. Is this the right copy? Let's see if it is. If it's not, I'll just shut it down and start over again. It doesn't really matter. There we go.
Oh my. That was just as smooth as it could be just for you and me. You've got your radio dial locked precisely where it should be, right here on WVHS FM 92.7. VHS Radio, smooth hits for your VHS fix. I'm Chewy Charlie Fingers, spinning the platters that matter, keeping it smooth for you all throughout your workday, giving you heaping helpings of heavenly honey. That's right here on WVHS FM 92.7. VHS Radio, smooth hits for your VHS fix. WVHS FM 92.7. WVHS FM 92.7. VHS Radio. Smooth hits for your VHS fix. WVHS FM 92.7. WVHS FM 92.7. VHS Radio. Well, it's Friday, as you probably already know, which means you've made it through another work week. Congratulations to you. And since it is Friday, that also means tonight is Friday night, which also means it's time for Friday Night Tape Talk with Rob and the Captain on Rob's Vintage Video on YouTube. Yes, that's right. Rob and Captain Adam discuss all sorts of fun stuff on Friday Night Tape Talk with Rob and the Captain, the home of the Tape Off. Yes, the game of one-upsmanship where each of them try to outmatch each other with what's in their VHS collections based on a random film genre, drawing. So see who outmatches each other, what do they have in their readily available VHS collections. Yes, that's the Tape Off, only on Friday Night Tape Talk with Rob and the Captain on Rob's Vintage Video. Yes, that's right. Join Rob from Rob's Vintage Video and Captain Adam from Captain Adam's VHS Pirate Ship on YouTube. That's right. This show can only be enjoyed on Rob's Vintage Video on YouTube. So be sure to hit subscribe to Rob's Vintage Video. And while you're at it, hit subscribe to Captain Adam's VHS Pirate Ship on YouTube. Come on. It's free. It doesn't cost you anything but a good time. That's right. You're going to find all kinds of fun stuff on those channels. And speaking of Friday nights, and speaking of YouTube channels, why don't you go ahead and head on over to The Mummy and the Monkey on YouTube for their Friday night stream show, The Hairy Scary Hangout, at 8:45 p.m. Eastern Time, right after Friday Night Tape Talk with Rob and the Captain. Of course, there are two different channels with similar panels. Yes, if you're interested in Rob's Vintage Video, then you certainly will get a kick out of The Mummy and the Monkey on YouTube. So be sure to make Friday Night Tape Talk with Rob and the Captain and the Hairy Scary Hangout with The Mummy and the Monkey part of your TGIF lineup right here on YouTube. So be sure to hit subscribe to Rob's Vintage Video on YouTube, Captain Adam's VHS Pirate Ship on YouTube, and The Mummy and the Monkey right here on YouTube. Well, let's get back to some smooth hits just for you on this Friday. So congratulations on making it through another work week. Happy Friday to ya. This is Chewy Charlie Fingers on WVHS FM 92.7 VHS Radio. Smooth hits for your VHS fix. VHS Radio.
Yep. Sorry, folks. Forgot my mic was muted. Yeah, there you go. Always a pleasure to hear from VHS Radio, our sister station up there in Hamilton. It's good stuff. So yeah, definitely. If you haven't yet, check out Mommy and the Monkey. Great channel. Just you have to watch it. I can't really do it justice by describing it right now, but check it out. But Kal-El says, Rob got a look in that photo like you're going to snatch Captain's patch. Yeah, that's an interesting phrase. Of course, he did a little bit of post-text here. Wait, that sounded funny. Yes, it did sound funny. Snatch a patch is always fun to say. A little snatch patch or patch snatch. Let's see. Do. So yeah, there we go. So yeah, what do we got here? Who's all still with us? Let's see what we got. We got 6 people with us. Okay, that's good enough. I wanted to show you something. I came across interesting post the other day about these old. Well, not old. I guess they're old enough, I guess, but they were airbrushed advertisements, I guess mainly shown in magazines or on billboards of certain products throughout the 80s. I think they're from 86 or 87. But yeah, I just thought they were just really sort of remarkable. Just very, very good stuff. Let's see, which one to show you first? Just nice artwork. For an advertisement, at least. Let's see. You gonna load or not? What are we doing there? Oh my god. There's an issue with your file. Yeah, issue with your file. Please try again in a little while. How about you go F yourself? Adam Wright. Well, are you done? Are you done mowing? If you're done mowing, get inside for heaven's sakes. You silly goose. Silly sweaty goose. Let's see. Curious why there's like suddenly an issue uploading a file. Like, I always hate that. And they don't tell you why. Like, if you tell me why, I would gladly fix whatever the problem is. Jackasses. Let's see. I just want to show you this picture of a Taco Bell ad. Is it because it's the wrong size? Oh, a bunch of schmucks. Let me see if I can find another one. Okay, well that just screws up my whole copy here. Boop. Hopefully this one's good. Yeah, I think it's not the right size. That's fine. I don't care. It doesn't matter. I'll show it to you next time. It's all fun and games until someone gets called Bert. Thank you, Crusher. I'm glad you're still here, my friend. Yeah, well, happy hour. Hour is, sort of relative. It could be a little over an hour. In bars and restaurants, happy hour is usually 2 or 3 hours. So hour is a misnomer. Not yet. He's not done yet. My mower is doing a mutiny. Well, that's it's time to make an example out of that mower. Rip the engine off, put the engine on the motor on a pike, and put it out in front of your yard. It lets other lawnmowers know you're not to be trifled with. So that's what you got to do. I mean, that's what you got to do. That's what I would do. So yeah, I was going to show you some cool pictures, but apparently they're not formatted right for this very sensitive system. Oh yes, I don't want to show you anything else. Or am I just pissing in the wind right now? Yeah, I suppose that'll be about it for tonight, folks. I did want to show you those pictures, but apparently it's not formatted right. Bunch of jackasses. Gee, it's not formatted right. I can't work for you. Well, let's see. Let me show you something else. Let me do a little more shameless plugging here. So yeah, here's something that you're probably aware of. Something I got coming up in August, and you're probably nowhere close to where this is going to be happening, but just in case you are, here it is.
Hey, now don't you want to go to the Vintage Expo? The Vintage Expo, Toy and Tape Show. It's the Vintage Expo, Toy and Tape Show, Sunday, August 10th, 12 p.m. to 4 p.m. at the Wakahoo Grange Hall, 16412 National Pike, Hagerstown, Maryland. Come and shop and find great deals on toys and comics, collectibles, Funko Pops, Pez dispensers, Hot Wheels and die-cast vehicles. VHS, DVDs, and rare books, plus vintage board games, tons of Star Wars toys, cool shirts and nostalgic apparel, and much, much more. Hey, now don't you want to go to the Vintage Expo? Vintage Expo, Toy and Tape Show, Sunday, August 10th, 12 p.m. to 4 p.m. at the Wakahoo Grange Hall, 16412 National Pike, Hagerstown, Maryland. Hey, now don't you want to go to the Vintage Expo? Free admission, free parking, all ages. The Vintage Expo, Toy and Tape Show.
Yep, there he goes. Pretty excited about that. The Vintage Expo Toy and Tape Show. Going to be a great time. Lots of cool knickknacks and paddywhacks and give a dogs the bones. Lots of cool stuff there. Some tapes, a lot of toys, a lot of antiques, collectibles, comics, rare books. A lot of weird books will be there. I didn't say it in the commercial, but there will also be just some records and stuff like that as well. So all kinds of cool stuff. Oh my God! Excuse me. Thank you, Kal-El. He's always a fan. They're always a fan of my promos, my shameless promos. Well, anyways, folks, I do appreciate you checking in, and pretty sure I want to start doing the Catnap's Happy Hour on Wednesday afternoons. I do want to have some structure to this. I just don't want to be willy-nilly about it. So I'm just, like I said, I'm just getting my bearings here. I have to see. I did have a bunch of pictures I wanted to show you, but apparently they're not formatted right, and StreamYard does not tell you until it's way too late, and they won't allow you to show it because they're not formatted right. They're probably because they're not YouTube widescreen formatted, but I can easily fix that. Again, it would have been nice to know that beforehand because I easily could have done that before I saved it to my computer, but whatever. So yeah, Adam Wright, please get inside as soon as you're done dealing with your lawnmower's mutiny. Please take a shower in cool water. Don't do a hot shower because that'll give you skin rashes and heat rashes. That's what I'm told, at least. Let's see, Kal-El, thank you for hanging out tonight. That was good to hear from you. And Adam Wright, thank you for hanging out, Crusher. Keep up the good work out there with your he's a promoter of a wrestling league. This is you are, so to speak. I mean, you know what I mean. So yeah, check out Crusher's movies and games. That's always good stuff. Josh, thanks for hanging out. If you're still with us, let's see who else was here. Larry, of course, always good to hear from you, buddy. Glad to talk to you. Who else was here? Rob, I'm sure you're long gone by now, but thanks for hanging out, Rob. I'll talk to you later this week. Anthony's long gone, I'm sure. Berdizzle, absolutely long gone because they did not say anything past hello. Always appreciate people checking in, though. Thanks for checking in, Berdizzle, if you're still here. And Anthony, thank you for checking in always, my friend. So yeah, I'm going to go ahead and shut it down, folks. So yeah, please hit subscribe if you have not already, and I will see you next time right here on Captain Adams VHS Pirate Ship, right for Captain Adams Happy Hour. So it'll probably be Wednesday. Wednesday would be the next one, probably. I'm going to do it Wednesday afternoon. So yeah, thank you for joining me right here on Captain Adams VHS Pirate Ship for Captain Adams Happy Hour. Take care out there, and don't let your meatloaf. We'll see you next time, folks. Bye.
Captain Adams Happy Hour. This has been Captain Adams Happy Hour, right here on Captain Adams VHS Pirate Ship. Thank you for watching, and remember, all panties are edible if you try hard enough. Captain Adams Happy Hour.